I did splash coffee all over myself. That is wonderful. I hope you guys uh I hope you guys are doing well. And yes, I do know it's been a while since I've done one of these. I know my upload schedule is in a complete mess. So that is being sorted out and we will get back to our upload schedule. Like it is gonna happen. My goal for when it will happen will be by the end of next month, but but I'm gonna believe and say that it'll be sorted out before then. With a lot of hard work, perseverance, everything will eventually just flow the way it should. Um, it is gonna take some time, but we are working on it. We are working on it. But yeah, we are back with some more Reddit retail stories. And if I remember correctly, the last retail stories, it was win. It was a win for retailers all around, and I absolutely loved it. So hopefully, it'll be a win for retailers all around. So let's start with a short story from Paintsy6988. Funny story from my time as a grocery store cashier. Ooh, we got a little funny here. Okay, is it funny, haha, or is it funny like you think you're funny? You think you're funny, like sarcastic funny. Let's find out. So I've been working at my local grocery store for more than a year now, and this happened in the first 3 months after I was hired. We have a store card where you can only receive sales from our store's card, which we call the bonus card, and we offer to use designated store card for customers who don't yet or don't have one. I had a customer who wanted to get 2 boxes of shaved ice cups that were a 2 for something sale. When I pressed total, he asked me about it, and I asked him if he had a bonus card. And if he didn't have one, I could offer him our store card. I also mentioned that the sale wouldn't come off without it. Before I could even push the number for the store card, he ran out of the store, leaving the groceries on the conveyor belt. I haven't seen him since, and I told my coach what happened. She just offered to take the shaved ice back to the freezer section. To this day, we still like to laugh about the experience because of how unexpected it was. What? That's weird. I don't think it's funny. I think that's weird. I don't understand. I am so confused. So if anybody can like enlighten me on this, because this is a very confusing story. I've dealt with that level of stupid and worse. Yeah, I am so confused by the story. The story is not making any sense to me. So if it makes sense to you guys, and if you guys have some information on this, please let me know, enlighten me on this because this is a very confusing story. But anyway, moving on with oh no, I forgot to upvote it. Control Shift, wait, Control Shift. T. So I'm just gonna upvote it to say that I think I'm gonna downvote it because I don't understand this one. No, let me just upvote it to say that I've read it. Okay, this one is a long one. Retail Superhero by CWU007. Nice. Okay, this is a long one. Let's take a deep breath in. Deep breath, La 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 la. I swear I know how to English. I think I'm just feeling a little bit irritated because things are changing and we just don't have the proper information on the changes, and it's just making things a little bit difficult, and I'm frustrated because there's not enough information about the changes that's taking place, and I'm just like, why didn't anybody ask for information? Like, I like to be informed, especially when changes are happening. Like, why are these changes happening? Why are they necessary? Okay, what do we need to know about these changes? You know? So, let me give you a little bit of an insight. We went from government electricity to prepaid electricity, okay? And it's something that's happening in our area, like it's happening everywhere. It's not something that's in our control that we can no longer say no to. We don't want that or anything like that. But they just deliver the box. They tell us like the basic information. You pay for electricity, you get a 20 number digits. You put in that 20 number digits and boom, you got electricity. We tried that this morning. We didn't get the 20 number digits, like and it's just very, very confusing. And I'm just frustrated because there's not enough knowledge behind it. There's not we're not well informed on these changes. And I'm like, didn't we why didn't you ask for information? Why, you know, because again, this is not my house. I live with my gran, okay? So she sorts all these things out. She has to go to this place and that place and that place. But I do help her with a lot of things. And the thing is, the last time she went out, because of a water and electricity bill, it was way too high. And we went, and I had a feeling, I was just like, Granny, are you sure you don't want me to go with you? And she didn't let me know. She's, not let me know. She said, no, it's fine. I can sort it out myself. So she went, she sorted things out. They told her she's going to have to go on prepaid because they're doing the whole area in prepaid, and it's the only way that she's going to get lower rates for her age. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I've been asking for information about this since for like, what, 2, 3 weeks now? And I have not been getting information about it. Last night they came, they gave us the prepaid box, they told us how it worked, and they left. They didn't come in and install it or anything like that. They just gave us the box and left. And I'm just frustrated because there's not enough information on this. There's not enough information on how this works and what we need to do and what we don't need to do and stuff like that. So they're just like, boom, here, this is how it works. Bye. And when we tried to do it that way, when we tried to buy electricity today, because we only got a little bit, just to test it out to see if it works, we never got a 20 number digits. And it wasn't working. And I'm just like, okay. So clearly, we don't have the information that we need. And I'm just a little bit frustrated because we don't have the information that we need. And I'm just like, "Ooh, let me just record, let me just work." Because normally when I work, I calm down, I feel better, you know? It's no, I just feel more frustrated, if anything. But I do apologize for that little rant. But anyway, moving on to retail superhero. To premise this, I am a shift supervisor for a retail drugstore chain. Like a lot of retailers, we are having a very bad shoplifting problem. Thieves will come and fill bags with hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars of merchandise and walk out. We are well aware that these are a part of much larger crime rings. Most are repeat offenders to the point where we have nicknames for them. We are told by our higher ups to please tally up what was stolen, save the surveillance footage, and file a police report along with the store security report. Due to the repeat offenders, I created a file system in the office where we have the multiple reports filed under each nickname. For a few months, we had a repeat offender who we nicknamed Tall. He was very tall, think 6'4" to 6'6". He would come in and steal expensive skin and hair care, usually several $1,000s in one go. One day we see a man walk out with a large pillowcase full of merchandise. A customer tells us she saw him in the hair case section waiting for her to leave. I check the cameras and immediately recognize Tall. I get on the phone with the police. While I'm on the phone, my employee gets a call from a customer. It's a man stating that the thief is at the park near the store. You hear a little girl in the background yelling, "Daddy, the bad man is in the bathroom." I relay the message to the dispatcher. I don't know if the customer had followed Tall or just happened to go to the park as well. Fast forward 30 minutes later, I get a call from a police officer asking if I could text him a picture of our thief. They have detained someone oh, there we go, matching the general description. I comply. Fast forward another half hour, and we have two police cars in front of our store and an officer asking who would like to make an eyewitness identification. My employee volunteers. After confirming, the officer comes in with a large drawstring bag full of merchandise. We are tallying everything up as the officer keeps removing stuff from the bag. It felt like a bad game show as the total went up. It total nearly $2,000 worth of stolen merchandise. Damn. I grab Tall's file and give the officer all the other police reports we have on Tall. But this is only the beginning. A few days later, I receive a call from an investigator with the police department. She has a few questions about Saul. She also mentions his girlfriend. A few days later, she sends me an email stating that other retailers also have cases open with the suspect matching Tall's description and his girlfriend. Some are confirmed, others are in the process of confirming. Everything is slowly piling up. The week the investigator paid us a visit, she told us that Tall and his girlfriend have been charged with multiple felony counts. I won't say the exact number, but it's in the double digits. Damn. Their bail has also been set at a seven-figure mark. Wow. Two prolific thieves got arrested and multiple cases were solved, all thanks to an observant customer who decided to call and let us know. Not all heroes wear capes or have martial arts skills. Some are armed with a phone and their superpower is being observant. As for the customer, he has never came forward, so we've never had the opportunity to thank him. Aww, like customers like this. One day when I have my store, when my store opens, okay? It's going to happen. I'm walking in that now. I'm gonna have my own store. When my store opens, I would love to have customers like this. Just observant, that have your back. Just that good retail customer relationship or business owner customer relationship, you know? Oh, I would love that. I love to see it. I would like the first one is very confusing. So out of five, I'm gonna rate it a zero, just because of how confusing it is. I don't think anything bad happened there. I don't think there. The second story that I read, retail superhero, I would rate that a five. That was chef's kiss. I absolutely love it. That was beautiful. Okay, so here we got our third story. Bottle returns. This is from Chaos and Sprite 1389 on Reddit Tales from Retail. I work as a supervisor at a small convenience store. In my area, there is a law where if we sell a product that is eligible to be returned for a bottle deposit, we must take it back if asked to. However, we are also directly across the streets from a large grocery store that has redemption machines. The other day, an older woman comes in with her husband to buy some stuff and return some bottles. She's notorious for doing this usually when we are busy. When my cashier saw her come in the stores, she asked me to stand behind the register with her in case there was any trouble. Of course, I said I would and pretended to be looking over the schedule. She, re- she rings the lady up for her purchases and then starts counting the bottles and cans. It comes out to be worth $2.40. My cashier tells the customer that she will process the bottle return today, but that if she comes back next time with over $1 worth, we will refuse to do it and send her across the street because they are better equipped. Okay, makes sense. As expected, this woman starts throwing a hissy fit. She brings up the fact that it is illegal to refuse her and that if we don't, she's going to call the state police to report us and we will all be fired. My cashier apologizes and mentioned that the only reason she suggests for her to go across the street is that it will be quicker for the customer. She hates this idea too. She says that obviously we hate her and don't want her business. What? No, no. If another store is more equipped to handle returns like that, then you would obviously recommend that store. If you are not equipped to deal with these things, it's got nothing. Wow, okay. I have no words. My cashier tries to explain, but the customer keeps cutting her off, talking about how nobody cares about her anymore. Eventually, she starts yelling about how everybody she ever loved is dead now because she's so old. Now, don't get me wrong, I felt a little bad about that. However, I also felt like it was unnecessary for her to try and use that against us. After a few minutes of this, the transaction is over and she eventually leaves. I still don't understand why she doesn't just go across the street, but I guess we'll never know. I think these people could have handled that better because I think she's lonely, and for some other reason, she likes you guys. There's something about that store, or maybe there's a memory there that she's not ready to let go of, or something like that. Um, yeah. Also, like, maybe she doesn't know how to use those machines, and that's why. And maybe she does need that human interaction. I think what sh I think what this lady needs is a hug, somebody to visit her and sit down and maybe make her some tea or coffee and just sit with her and have a conversation because maybe she is starved for human interaction. She's just lonely, and this is her way of not feeling lonely anymore. I don't think it's got to do with customer service. I'm going to rate this a 3 because I do understand where the retailers are coming from, but also I think they could have been more empathetic towards her. I would not feel sorry for her, like, oh, I feel so sorry for you. I'm sorry, da 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 da. But I think they could have just shown her a little bit more empathy. And now I feel like the ground is swallowing me because I could have been more empathetic towards my gran instead of snapping at her. That's just great. Love it when stories just calls you out on your own. This is why they say never point fingers because there's four fingers pointing back at you. Well, actually, three. There's three fingers pointing back at you. The other one is like pointing in and towards the ground. So, yeah. Uh, guys, don't throw stones when you got a glass house. Just don't do that because now I've got some apologizing to do. Great. I feel called out. Even though it's like two completely different situations, I feel called out. Could have been a little bit more empathetic. Great. Uh, I'll sit and wallow in my guilt just now. Let's just, move on. Let's just move on. Great. This one is by Half Hearted. I actually like that nickname. Lady hated being called when she was next in line. I'm sorry, that's just stupid. If you're next in line then and you're being called, why do you hate it? Why are you standing in a queue? What? Oh, I swear, people are stupid. Oh. I'm a shift supervisor at a thrift store in the US. Okay. The other day at the register, there was a woman who was waiting in line while on her phone and didn't notice when my cashier called her turn, so he called her again. Apparently, she took great offense to this and started doing the whole Karen routine while my cashier was trying to explain that he didn't mean any offense, and I ended up stepping in after about 10-15 seconds of her increasingly rude nonsense. She decided to wait and use a different line instead. Me and the first cashier just looked at each other confused. I wouldn't even apologize. I'm like, okay, if the phone call was so important, then why didn't you step out of the queue and go to the back of the queue again? You can see that you are next, and then you want to shout at me for doing my job. There are other people behind you. They don't have all day to wait behind you. You're not that important. The world does not revolve around you. Like some people. Hmm. I'm just I'm just getting frustrated with these stories. Oh, I just want to go pa 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 pa. I just want to punch them. I want to punch them so badly. It doesn't help with my own frustration. I still need a lot of apologizing to do. Oy. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. You guys can rate this one because I can't. I can't. Wait, did I upvote that one? Did I upvote that one? Just so I know that I've read it. Guys, I have missed 25 stories. 25 stories, guys. I need, like, oh, it's a lot. At least you guys know there's a lot of content, you know? Okay. How dare you follow the law? Oh no, I can tell that I'm gonna get irritated. Why is it always the shift supervisors? What is this? Pick on shift supervisor week? Oh, I just. Okay. Let's just get this over and done with. This is not my week. I'm a shift supervisor for a retail drugstore chain. One, if the services we provide is photo, like a lot of places, our main type of photo is digital. We do offer film development, however, it is a send out service and could take 2 to 3 weeks. Usually, when people ask, call asking if we provide film service, I tell them of the wait time. If they sound upset or ask where has faster service, I let them know that it is illegal to process film in our state. That way, the customer doesn't waste their time calling other retailers. It's illegal due to EPA violations and corrosion to pipes. Usually, a customer is still upset but thanks me for saving them a lot of time, depending on how the conversation goes. I do inform customers that if a hobbyist has a closet darkroom, one could technically get away with it. However, I do not know where to find them. So one day I'm in the photo department when I receive this Karen phone call. Ah, this time it's a phone call. Okay, lovely. Me, photo department OP speaking, how can I help you? Karen, do you do disposable cameras? Yes, however, it is a send out order and it takes 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks? My son needs these pictures next week. Now, know anywhere that has 1 hour photo? Me. It is illegal to process film in the States, so all places will be sent out and have a significant wait time. Illegal to print photos. My son needs these photos for his project next week or he will fail. Can't you just print his photos? Me. In order to print film, first the film needs to be processed in a bunch of chemicals, then the film is run through a lights machine. We no longer have any of that stuff. The chemicals harm the environment and cause pipe damage, which is why film processing is illegal in the States. If it is illegal, where do you send them? Me, to a state where it's still legal. Which state? Mention state. Okay? The state I live in is on one coast of the USA. The state where we send them is on the other coast. No wonder it takes so long. Don't you have anywhere closer? Me, the company that we have a contract with is in that state. My son needs these photos next week. Can't you just do them? But now I'm juggling whether I should tell her about closet dark rooms, but I decide not to. This goes for several rounds of it's illegal and we don't have the equipment. Me, I don't know what to tell you. Karen, thanks a lot for failing my son. Hangs up. Hate the law, not the messenger. Edit. Just to clear up, there's no specific wording in my state that says film processing is illegal. However, disposal of the chemicals used to process film are an EPA violation in my state, and the chemicals are known to harm the pipes. If one were to come up with a more eco friendly way to process film, then one could legally process film in my state. However, given that the current chemicals are illegal in my state, one can say it's illegal to process film in my state. Well, how is that the store's fault? Like, if it's illegal, it's illegal. You need to find another way to do it. There's always another way of doing things. Like, you don't need to always do this, There's not always just one way to do things. Um, like it's an obstacle that you need to jump over. It's not that serious. Yeah, you're gonna be running around and looking for other ways to do it and might take up time and efforts and stuff like that, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world, you know? I don't see, this is why I don't like it when people panic and stress about things because they always make things worse and then people like that in the story, not only do they make things worse, they always blame somebody else for their situation. There are other ways of doing things. There are other ways of handling things. It's not just this is the only way to do it, and if this doesn't work out, then it's that person's fault because this is the only way to do things. No, just no. And why am I still feeling called out? Sometimes, which I am struggling very hard with right now, we have to swallow our own pride. We have to swallow our own pride and just accept things and just look for another way of dealing with the situation, which I am going to do right now. And I hope you guys enjoyed the retail stories. I would also rate that like a 3 because it wasn't that bad. Like, it was, whatever. It was just somebody throwing a tantrum because they couldn't get their way. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these Reddit retail stories, and I'm gonna spill more coffee on myself as I say, until next week.